Buffalo. Good morning, Ganafo.
Hello, welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are live on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sun City Radios, Keta, Saboba FM Saboba, and A1 Radio Bolgatanga. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, MASLOC shuts down its office in Bawku, citing security concerns as it fights off allegations. It has done so because it wants to deny residents their service. Also, more than 30% increase in persons killed due to road traffic accidents in July 2023 compared to the same period last year. We have details from the latest figures from the National Road Safety Authority, while also indicating a marginal improvement in indicators.
The little motivation is that comparing this year's figures to last year, we're seeing some reductions in some of the indicators.
In business,
Economics Intelligence Unit predicts Ghana will reach an agreement with its external creditors in the coming weeks to pave way for the restructuring of foreign debt. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams condemns the culture of winner-takes-all in Ghana's politics, stating it accounts for the stagnation of most African countries.
And as a people and a nation, we must have a national agenda that compels every political party of our country to work together so that when any party comes into office, what matters is a national agenda.
These are more coming up shortly. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Let's dig in now. The Microfinance and Small Loan Center, MASLOC, has shut down its office in Bawku as a result of the worsening security in the area. A chieftaincy conflict has left the township unstable for years, leading to many deaths. According to a MASLOC statement, the decision to shut the office is not a deliberate attempt to deny residents of its services. There's more in the following News Desk report.
MASLOC says there's a deliberate misinformation being circulated in parts of the media suggesting the closure of the office is a ploy to shut out residents of Bawku from accessing its service. The institution has been defending the decision to close the office in Bawku, insisting the volatile security situation in the area has made it impossible for the office to function. According to MASLOC, other public institutions, including SNIT, the Judicial Service, and others, have also either closed their offices or relocated to adjoining regions to protect the lives of its employees, and it was taking a similar route. MASLOC has therefore transferred its staff in the Bawku office to Bolgatanga, whilst working on alternative arrangement to continue extending its services to residents of Bawku.
And that was a News Desk report. 43 persons died through road traffic accidents in July 2023 compared to the same period in 2022. These are figures contained in the latest data on road traffic casualties published by the National Road Safety Authority. According to the data, 1,328 people died through road crashes in July this year compared to 1,221 recorded last year. My colleague Samuel Mbura joins me in the studio with details. Really grim statistics, if you ask me. What are the highlights?
Mami Isi, so according to the National Road Safety Authority, 1,233 cases of road traffic crashes were reported for July this year compared to 1,182 reported in July last year, representing a jump of 4.31%. Of this number, 186 people unfortunately died compared to 143 people who died last year. This represents a 30% jump in actual numbers, meaning that 43 more people died in July this year due to road crashes compared to the same period last year.
Thank you, Inbora. Meanwhile, the National Road Safety Authority says some of the interventions rolled out are working. He commended Joy News for the Drive Safe campaign. David Osafo-Adonting is Acting Director General of the National Road Safety Authority.
The little motivation is that comparing this year's figures to last year, we're seeing some reductions in some of the indicators. Marginal, as some of them may look though, but it is very refreshing to know that something positive is being done by way of interventions to have come and reflecting positively also on the figures. Indeed, the performance of every country's road safety management is to see figures going down. The crashes, the injuries, and the deaths. And those are the indicators that suggest that some intervention is receiving or reflecting positively on the roads.
David Osafo-Adonte is Acting Director General of the National Road Safety Authority. Now, the Right to Information Commission says it has taken legal action against several state institutions who have refused to pay fines imposed on them by the Commission after they refused to provide information requested by citizens. Speaking on the law on Sunday, Executive Secretary of the Commission, Sapong Boateng, says those stubborn state institutions will be compelled by the courts to pay the fines.
So far, we have had to take on institutions that in the past 2 years, we have levied administrative penalties on. And some of them have paid. Some are in the process of engaging on how to pay. Some have failed. We are in court. We are hoping that the court will help us enforce this penalty regime so that the idea gets to trickle down to all public institutions so that you become aware that in the event that you fail to pay the penalties, the courts will also. So far, we have not just sat back.
Sapong Boateng is Executive Secretary of the RTI Commission. Students of Krachi Senior High School in the Oti region are battling a lack of water, forcing students to go into the community to purchase water at 1 cedi per gallon. The situation has brought untold financial difficulties on the students. There's more in the following report. For so many people, access to potable water is not a challenge, even if supply is irregular. But this is not the situation for students of the Krachi Senior High School in the Oti region. The school is grappling with acute lack of water, which always threatens to put on hold teaching and learning in the institution. Students have to leave campus carrying gallons into the community to purchase water at their own cost, which is impacting their finances adversely. The students say their academic work is being affected as they use time for study hunting for water.
Lack of water is a great concern for us. I spend 80 pesos on water daily. This is affecting me financially. Government and all students must help us.
And that was a report, a News Desk report. Now, the General Overseer of Action Chapel International, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, says African countries would remain unprogressive if the winner-takes-all culture is not reversed. Speaking during a Sunday service in his church, the Archbishop expressed worry about how lack of continuity in governance has soiled essence of democracy on the continent.
Today, we live in a country since the Fourth Republic, and it's not just Ghana. I see it everywhere in the African nations, where you find two political parties dividing the country because if one party comes into the office, the other party in opposition, their members suffer. And so when they also come, they also want to settle scores. It becomes a vicious cycle. So we don't have a sustainable wealth. Something is wrong. We must talk now before it's too late. And as a people and a nation, we must have a national agenda that compels every political party of our country to work together so that when any party comes into office, your agenda don't matter. What matters is a national agenda.
You heard General Overseer of the Action Chapel International, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. Now, the military junta in Niger has issued a stern warning vowing to fiercely resist any attack on the nation. Leader of the junta, General Abdurrahman Chiani, speaking on national television over the weekend after meeting a delegation from ECOWAS, proposed a 3-year transition of power. However, he emphasized that any attack would not be a walk in the park. There's more in this News Desk report.
A previous ECOWAS delegation led by former Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, Abdul Salam Abubakar, earlier this month tried and failed to meet Bazoum and the coup leader. ECOWAS Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Abdel Fattah Musa, announced after a meeting of West African Army chiefs that ECOWAS has activated a standby force and set a date for deployment as a last resort if diplomatic efforts fail.
We are ready to go anytime the order is given. The D-Day is also decided.
On Saturday, the coup leaders agreed to meet Abubakar's delegation, where they were given a rare opportunity to interact with Niger's ousted president, Mohamed Bazoum.
We met him. We heard from him what was done to him. He told us about the problems he's facing that we will take to the leaders that sent us here.
The coup leaders proposed a 3-year transition of power shortly after meeting the ECOWAS delegation and warned that any attack on Niger would be resisted.
Neither the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland nor the people of Niger want war and remain open to dialogue. But let us be clear, if an attack were to be undertaken against us, it will not be the walk in the park some people seem to think.
And that's the latest from Niger. Ending the bulletin in our top story, MASLOC shuts down its office in Bawku, citing security concerns. Business is next on the Super Morning Show. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson.